All right, hello everybody and welcome to our demo on Delinea Credential Manager, and let's get started. First off, we're going to talk about the benefits, and then we're going to talk about the systems it can use, we're going to talk about the browsers it can use, and then we're going to go with the features and functionality. So let's get with the benefits first. So it's centralized oversight that connects back into Secret Server, and it's a browser extension that works within Firefox, Chrome, Edge, Opera, and even AI Brave. Any Chromium-based browser this will work in. So next up, we're going to take a look at the benefits of Credential Manager, which is basically providing centralized oversight to all your credentials. It's going to be a PAM governance application. So essentially, you're given the ability to have policy applied to these credentials, audit logging, and session recording as well. All this is going to reduce risk across the organization because people are not going to be trapping passwords within their one-off browsers within their desktops or laptops, and this creates business continuity ongoing, because if somebody leaves the organization, we can simply just transfer the credential to another user and they can continue on by using that particular secret. And by way of doing this, it's a one-stop shop of accessing all your secrets, all your credentials right within this browser extension. And by doing this, credential management has never been easier. And we're going to show and demonstrate how this all works here in a minute. This all works within, obviously, Windows. It works in Mac. And I'm even going to show how it works in Linux. So let's get started. So first off, we're going to take a look at the interface here. And we're going to scroll down and we're going to see that not only we can do web passwords, we can do Active Directory accounts, we can do Linux accounts, we can do credit cards, we can do all these types of accounts within the system, and we can bring these back and show those within the Credential Manager. Next up, we're going to show that we can even add credentials right in here. So you can see that I have all these different types of templates that I can use and leverage within the Credential Manager and access these, and these can be in the form of credit cards, these can be again Linux accounts, these can be routers, Windows local accounts, these can be all these types of templates. We're going to surface them up in Credential Manager so we can then access them. But what we're going to do next is we're going to see how this left-hand panel works with our favorites and recents, most used, and then when I log in as a different user, we're going to show shared with me. Okay, so now let's get started taking a look at some live examples. So let me filter here. This is another nice example and use of Credential Manager. And first off, what we're going to do is we're going to do a checkout of a secret. So we're going to check this out, and you'll see how easy that is. So we have it checked out. It's checked out to me. It indicates that, and then we could rocket launch right into the rocket ship right into the particular credential. So next up, we're going to take a look at going into MFA example. So let's hit a challenge here. I will show this on the browser on the next screen here. So let's hit our challenge. So I'm going to use an email, and then it's going to give me a code, and then we'll put the code in. Pop this in, and you'll notice that now we have access to that secret and we can launch right into that credential. You'll also notice that we are logged in, auto logged in, just like that. So next up here, I'm going to close out of this, come back over here, come back into Credential Manager, and now let's do an OTP. So what that means is it's going to be a one-time password. So let's use our GitHub example. You can still see that this one's checked out to me. That's a nice indicator within Credential Manager. So we're going to use GitHub. We're going to access that. We can see our one-time passcode is being displayed here. We're going to rocket ship right into the credential. Boom, here we go. Sign in. You'll notice something super cool. Not only is it going to inject the credentials into the into the login screen, it's also going to insert the OTP code in there as well. And voila, we're into the system. So now I'm going to get out of this, and we're going to our next example, which is going to be we're going to do an incognito session. So let's come back over here. I'm going to hit back over in here. We're going to filter again. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to use this Azure. So the use case here is basically, let's say that you're SSO'd into your browser, but you need to access the admin credential. But if you use the default behavior, it's basically going to pass your regular credential into, in this case, Azure portal, and then that doesn't do any good. Because we want to use our admin. So what we need to do is we need to do an incognito browser on the fly. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit our rocket ship, and you'll notice it opens up an incognito browser, pops in our credential, pops in our password. We'll be prompted here again. We'll say not now. You'll give me a code. And boom, right into Azure portal. So how about that? So next up, what we're going to do is we're going to do a recording example. And that's where we're going to use our SIM. You have a SIM called Wazoo. And what we're going to do is we're going to rocket ship into that one. So let's do that. Launching into it. And you'll notice that this session is going to be recorded as well. So give it a sec here. Loading. And loading. So we're popped in here. We got our credential logged in. You'll notice now up here at the top, you see it blinking up here. That means the session's being recorded. So how about that? These are just some examples, prime examples of how Delinea Credential Manager works for you in your organization to provide across the board credential management, ease of use right from the browser extension. And in my next series here, as I follow up, I'm going to show you how it works on a Mac, and then I'm going to show you how it works on a Linux device as well. So thank you for watching, and I'll continue here in one moment. All right, so now we're in Mac, and we're going to use our AI browser Brave, and we're going to show a quick example of using Mac with the Delinea Credential Manager. So we're going to access this on our extension, and we're going to come into GitHub. So I already have it opened here. So we're going to hit the rocket ship. We're going to launch into GitHub. You'll notice that not only does it inject the username and password, sign in, it's also going to inject the OTP code. Ask me later. And so we're into the system. So it's that easy to use, and that's using a browser that is a modern browser, and it works just perfectly with Delinea Credential Manager. All right, hello everybody, and welcome. What we're doing is we're in a Linux system. We're using the Opera browser, and we're going to launch into a particular application using Delinea Credential Manager, and let's get right to it. We're taking a look, launching into, and then now we are finished, and that concludes our demo. Thank you for watching.